never go out of style.
We never go.
Hi, I'm Goldie
And I'm Mycah.
and welcome back.
To our channel. Yes. So, we've been away for a while.
We've been extremely sick for the last couple of weeks. We couldn't be heard because we were sneezing, coughing, and all of that, and our voice was completely gone.
Yes.
No, we weren't. But
Even now, I'm not at the top of my game, but I'm sure you'll forgive me because today we're tackling a very important topic. We're tackling basically news. A little note. I'm saying this as a non-Swiftie. I very casually enjoy her music, but I don't know all of her songs.
I'm actually, I guess you could say a reformed Swiftie. I'm not into
That's
her.
so brave of you.
Thank you. I'm not so into her as I was like a year ago, but I still obviously know the information.
Yes. From my understanding, a Gaylor is someone who thinks that Taylor Swift is either bi or gay full on, and her like relationships with men are either PR, compact, beards, or she's bi, and so she's saying that she's dating men, but she's also dating women, but she doesn't say that. And so Gaylors look for clues in her music and in her like public appearances to find out that she's queer.
And that's the definition.
That's the definition of Gaylor. So it's basically a conspiracy theory.
Well, to pinpoint the exact moment in time when Gaylor started becoming a thing is pretty difficult. It probably started around the Red era when the old Carly Kloss and the Kissgate happened. Carly Kloss was the best friend of Taylor Swift. There was a moment in time around 2014, I believe, when they were seen everywhere together. Literally everywhere.
They did the
Photos,
Victoria's Secret live show
That's
together.
when they met. They met at the Victoria's Secret live show when Taylor Swift was performing, and also Carly
With
Kloss.
Fall Out Boy. Which, by the way, it's one of my favorite moments kinda ever. I used to watch that video of them performing together, Light 'Em Up, or whatever the song is.
I've probably seen that video one time.
I've seen it
honestly-
like 50 times. You're saying that this is when they met.
I think so.
They hit it off right away then.
Yeah, probably. They kind of became obsessed with one another. The theory, which was gaining some popularity because obviously with every in-your-face friendship comes a ship on the internet, and people were making a huge deal about Taylor liking posts that painted them in a peculiar best friend way. The tipping point was the Kissgate. Kissgate?
I didn't know about this.
Okay.
Before diving into...
Kissgate is this scandal about Carly and Taylor allegedly kissing at a 1975's concert.
Which comes back because Taylor dated the guy from 1975.
Matt Healy. Yeah. Basically, what is Kissgate? There is this video and people thought that Taylor and Carly kissed, but it only seems like it in one specific angle of the video. If you see the video from another perspective, it doesn't really seem like much.
And also, like, if they were trying to hide their relationship,
Why
kiss in a very public, huge concert?
And obviously, when you're out in public and you're a pop star at the level of Taylor Swift, you're gonna be photographed by at least one person.
It's not like you
and
can
it's
be
gonna
part
be
of it.
viral anyways. So, Gaylor, though, didn't stop there. The reputation was really queer coded because of some songs that feature like hints at secret relationships, which by the way were about Joe Alwyn because they kept the relationship
But
hidden.
isn't Lover also about Joe Alwyn?
It is. But
so why the Gaylors think that? It's
well,
very
may I
Gaylor
introduce you to one of the worst singles of all time?
'Cause shade never made anybody less gay.
A not gay anthem, which is quoted as
Not gay.
which is quoted as a gay anthem. You need
By
to
no
calm down.
one, no.
Don't by the Taylor Swift fans.
Honestly, do you ever hear this song at pride parades or at clubs?
Taylor actually did something. She signed a petition and she booked queer artists, etc., etc. But the song itself,
a few queens from Dark Race were on the...
yeah, but also she brought them to the VMAs. She signed the petition. She spoke out. She did stuff. She was great. But the song is awful.
That's why I was asking, like, has everyone
No.
ever heard of this song at a
No.
Pride Parade?
No, I don't think so. With You Need to Calm Down, people were really starting to speculate that Taylor was actually planning a coming out. From the colors of the wig, which resembled the bisexual flag, from several posts when she would put on bracelets that had the colors of the bi flag. Many people assumed that she was planning a coming out, which didn't arrive. She was just representing for a community that she wasn't a part of. The Gaylor trend keeps on growing, and with Folklore and Evermore, oh boy, the apparent queer coding jumped out. People went crazy, since Folklore and Evermore have more layered and complex lyrics than other projects of Taylor Swift. People really read into it. And tying in with the fact that Taylor loves an Easter egg, and she always told her fans to look deeper into the meaning of things, the lyrics of Folklore and Evermore were so analyzed. From a hairpin drop, which apparently was a slang for being queer. We have to remind people that Taylor Swift is not only her person, she's kind of a brand. So she has a whole team that probably crafts and carefully knows the demographic she is appealing to and uses all these mechanisms to make you engage in that.
This reminds me so much of what the producers of Sherlock did with the Sherlock BBC series. This doesn't have anything to do with Gaylor at first, like you'd think, but so the producers, they were doing the same exact thing with Sherlock. So they were saying that this show, since it's about a detective, it invites you to look deeper, that nothing is as it seems.
Yeah.
So the audience is really like looking for clues.
Lady Gaga looking for evidence.
Looking for evidence, literally. And so the relationship that they were portraying wasn't what it seemed, that it was something more. So with Taylor it's the same, like, we're presenting you with this, but you have to look deeper and read between the lines to look for evidence. And if the evidence you want to look for is like her being queer, you can basically make up whatever you want.
Yeah, you can convince yourself. Delulu, honey.
I'm saying this because I'm a reformed John Locker, I'd say, and there were full videos and YouTube series of people that were dissecting every second of the show, and the show itself made fun of this conspiracist mindset in an episode. But you told me to look for clues, and then you're making fun of me, and then after the show finished, the fourth season of the show was so shit that everyone woke up from the slumber and we all collectively realized that one, John and Sherlock were never gonna be together, and second, that the show had sucked all along except for the first episode. So, not to spoil anything that will happen later, but the same thing basically happened with the Gaylors now.
Yeah. In Folklore and Evermore, the lyrics were madly analyzed. And in Midnights, we have the Lavender Gate. I chose this color appropriately. The song Lavender Haze is featured on the album. Lavender, you may think, is just a color. No. Lavender is actually historically associated with the LGBTQ+ community because in the 50s, the Lavender Scare was a huge scandal and a kind of craze against queer people that led to mass firings and almost a witch hunt to out and exclude from society queer people. So actually lavender means something. But lavender also was kind of associated with love in the 50s, as Taylor described. Keep in mind that she was still in a relationship with Joe Alwyn at this point. After the breakup, we arrived to the present day, to the 1989's prologue, which was the big thing. A popular song from 1989 in the fandom was Wonderland, which was speculated to be about a woman, but the original lyrics really said, screaming, "You're the king and I'm the queen," which really denies every gay rumor because, yet again, it's a straight song. The Gaylors hold on very tightly to the Volts track from 1989, which they believe to be queer-coded. But in the prologue, basically, she says how she was extremely sexualized in the relationship relationships with boys, and so she decided to only hanging out with her female friends to avoid any of this. But later she found out that she couldn't avoid being sexualized even with her female friends, which seems like a dig to the Gaylor fandom. The Gaylors didn't take it well. They felt betrayed that they were sending a person who wasn't interesting all along, which didn't make sense with the gay undertones. And
so basically they were standing Taylor just because they could read the gay subtext.
Exactly. And they were mad.
Like they flooded the subreddit.
People completely having kind of a meltdown about this because they felt so ridiculed. I kind of get, because getting scolded by the person you're standing so hard in such a public way must hurt, since they spend quite a lot of time developing theories and looking really deeply into her work and standing her. I kind of feel for them, even though I don't completely agree with what they do. But at the same time, I kind of agree with Taylor also, because this trend of speculating about someone's sexuality is not okay. The Gaylor reaction was that people who are not Gaylors, as they call them, the Hetlors, are cyberbullying them. And they say that that comes from their extreme homophobia. But I wonder, is it actually homophobic to not wanting to speculate on someone's sexuality when they pretty much confirm they're straight anyways?
So one of my theories is why the Gaylors are leaving is that they are so deep into that, and they spent so much time speculating and researching, and spent probably a lot of money also on like merch and the concerts, and that they don't want to admit that Taylor has been like made all along.
And the main point is that you cannot know if she's straight. Would it really be such a huge problem if Taylor Swift was actually a straight woman? There are a lot of straight women which are perfectly fine being straight. Has anyone ever thought about Beyonce being gay?
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
There are so many straight women who are gay icons. And this is the perfect plug-in for my podcast, Straight Divas.
Straight Divas.
I full on said
Straight Pride.
Pride Divas.
Taylor Swift at Pride being like, where's the straight pride? Oh my god.
Taylor
matters.
Swift is not in my podcast, Pride Divas, but a lot of other pop stars are. They are straight, like Madonna. Is Madonna straight?
I think she's better. No.
For my Italian listeners, Pride Divas out on Spotify.
Okay.
On the 31st of October.
Let's wrap it up. I don't want to bash them. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with their lifestyle, but they can do whatever they want behind closed doors.
Yeah, very much that. Because I think it's pretty harmful to try and catch someone lacking and out them.
For me, as a reformed John Locker, I can say that I sympathize with the Gaylors. I can understand where they're coming from. But with the Gaylors, I think it's much harder to get out of it. Because Sherlock ended and nobody cares about that show anymore. I hope so. And the final season was so bad that it killed basically all of us. But as you said before, Taylor is very much alive, so maybe the Gaylors will never die. I'm calling out to all the Gaylors that are watching this. Just stop. Do something better with your time. Taylor has, I think, a great relationship with her fans. I think she cares. But maybe be more casual about it, because I think that any obsession with any celebrity, it's not good. Don't be too obsessed with it.
I will find a middle ground and give a final thought about this. Making stuff that's not queer is great, actually. If you relate to a certain topic for whatever reason and it screams gay to you, it's okay. A lot of songs that I listen are not actually gay, but I find them gay. You have to dissociate the song from the person which is writing it, especially from songs that are storytelling.
You have to admit to yourself that this is your own reading of the
This
song.
is your own reading, your own personal reading that for you as a queer person works and is relatable, and that's okay. So maybe you don't have to give up the Gaylor, but transforming Gaylor into a queer analysis of the themes that she's proposing, but not referencing them directly to Taylor. Leaving Taylor as a straight woman who is good at writing lyrics, and then using your knowledge and your analysis to extrapolate the queer coding, but for you, and not relating it to the author. And that's our final thought.
And that's all for today's video.
Thank you so much for watching this kind of different video for us. We
are
dabbled
starting
into
again.
the essay.
Yeah, because we started this channel actually kind of wanting to do more serious, longer videos.
But we're just such natural comedians that we couldn't help us.
I mean, we dabbled in a little bit of comedy too in this video.
Yeah, we did.
So our posting schedule is a little bit different now. We're posting on a different day, but we'll be back regularly every week with a new video. So I revived our TikTok account. I am posting stuff related to the channel as well as like
food
drag, anything like that, but also kind of video previews and stuff and behind the scenes.
Trust me, you don't want to really see what's behind the scenes.
You don't want to see
There's a
us
dad
from
bod
the
already.
waist below. Follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, and I mean those are all the socials you
As
knew
always,
about.
like, comment, share, subscribe,
All of
and
that.
send it to your favorite Gaylors so they can hate on us.
So they can be reformed and enlightened
And yeah.
and get out of the house.
Next
Next
video,
video,
as always,
that's all.
all.
Ciao.